I need to talk to you about something. Would you mind calling me back when you get the chance? Why? What do you want? Now's not really a good time. I'm over at my son, Harry, and his wife's place for dinner right now. So could you just say whatever you wanted to say to me through a message? Oh, is that so? Okay, then let's talk through messages. I'll get straight to the point. Did you come to our apartment earlier this evening? I heard you were talking to our neighbors about me. Would you mind telling me what all of that was about? Yeah, I did speak to them. Lovely people, aren't they? What were their names? Mr. and Mrs. Smith, was it? Yes, but that really isn't important right now. Could you answer my question? What were you doing in our apartment building? Okay. I was just wondering what you were up to. That's all. No one answered my call, so I ended up going over. And did you happen to say anything strange to our neighbors while you were there? Oh, well, I suppose that depends on your definition of strange. I don't think I said anything out of the ordinary. I just talked to them a little about my son's job. I'm so proud of him, you know. He really takes after his father, that boy. Don't you think? Again, could you please stay on topic and answer what I asked? Fine. You really need to learn to hold a conversation. To answer your question, I might have asked where his wife could be while I was talking to them. Since you don't work and just sponge off of my son, I was wondering where you could possibly have gone. I've told you countless times already. I'm not sponging off of him. And you can think whatever you want, but did you have to talk about me like that to our neighbors? Talk about you like what? All I said was the truth. I doubt it's anything they don't know. Again, it isn't the truth. I work from home. It's not that strange. Yes, I've heard it all before. So if you're working from home, where were you when I went over? Not that it's any of your business, but I have to go to the office once a month. That day happened to be today. So I was at work today. Is that okay with you? Again with the lies, I see. Going to the job center to collect benefits or whatever it is you were doing can hardly be called going to the office, can it? Do you not even know that much? I didn't go to the job center. I know remote working wasn't really a thing back when you used to work, but it's really not that strange these days. Even if you say that, I'm sure you can hardly call it a full-time job. You might make some pocket money on your little computer, but you don't really have a job, do you? If you don't understand what I do, it's fine. I don't really care. Could you please just stop saying weird things about me to our neighbors? That's all I'm asking of you. They already know what I do, so you're just confusing them and making yourself look ridiculous. While you're living on my son's salary, can you blame me for being concerned when you're out at that time? I thought you were probably wasting his money on some fancy lunch or something. Or maybe you snuck off to meet some other guy. Of course I'd be concerned. What mother wouldn't be? So all I did was make a little small talk with your neighbors. Was that so wrong of me? How many times do I have to tell you? This is all in your head. You don't know anything about our life. Me and Timmy work for the same company. Hasn't he tried telling you too? How we're basically co-workers? That's how we met in the first place. I've heard it all before. I've got to say, you've done a pretty good job getting your stories straight. I wish you wouldn't drag my son into your little make-believe, though. We both contribute to our living costs, and we have a good amount of savings, too. Nobody's sponging off of anyone. There's really nothing for you to be worried about. You expect me to just believe all of that? Do you think I was born yesterday? Your neighbor spouted some rubbish about how lucky Timmy is to have you, too. Getting Timmy to lie for you is one thing, but I couldn't believe they were in on it too. What are you, bribing them or something? Oh, I can't really think of any other reason they'd be on your side. Don't be ridiculous. Of course I'm not bribing our neighbors to lie to my meddling mother-in-law. Do you not think you're letting your imagination run a little wild? Even by your standards. And what do you mean by even by my standards? How dare you talk about me like that? You know why I went over in the first place. I was just going to see what you were cooking for dinner and check on it for you. You should be grateful. It's your own fault for being out. You can't blame me for being suspicious. If you don't want people getting suspicious of you, stay home like a good housewife should. Oh, so that's why you came over. I thought it might have been. The real reason you came over was to snoop at what we were having for dinner, wasn't it? And try to invite yourself to join us for lunch too, right? But since I had the nerve to not be home, you decided to spread some weird rumors to our neighbors to get back at me, didn't you? Excuse me! Don't make such rash assumptions about me. My intentions were pure. Don't use words like snoop. I was just checking on your cooking, since I know it's not your strong suit. I took time out of my own busy evening to give you a hand, and this is how you thank me. If that was your intention, please don't bother. I'm fine, thank you very much. That's why you went over to your other son's house tonight, right? Because you couldn't snoop on us? So you went to see what they were having for dinner instead? I know his wife can be a little timid, but I wish you'd stop taking advantage. She isn't timid. She's just a much kinder person than you seem to be. Unlike you, she doesn't act all high and mighty while sponging off of her husband. She says I'm welcome at their home anytime. You could learn a thing or two from her. You know I've spoken to Timmy's brother before, right? I know how they feel about your little visits, so there's no use lying. I know all about how many times he's gotten mad at you for barging into their house uninvited. So you just try and time your visits for when his wife is home alone, don't you? You know she isn't just gonna ask you to leave. I heard you don't even go home until it's about time for dinner, so they feel obligated to offer to feed you, too. You've done the same thing to us before, and to be honest, it's really starting to become a problem. Don't expect us to just feed you anytime you decide to turn up, okay? I'm getting to the end of my rope. The absolute nerve of you! How dare you speak to me like this? What is the meaning of this? I went over to your house again today, but you weren't home again. Where on earth were you? Haven't I told you not to go out so often? After I went all the way to your house to invite you to lunch. You were gonna invite us to lunch? Are you sure about that? You weren't just gonna come to our house and expect to be fed? Of course not. I would never act so selfishly. You know me. I just thought a woman and her daughter-in-law should spend time together sometimes. That's all. We hardly get a chance to talk. But we're family, right? Is that so wrong? Do you really want to spend time with me? Or do you want free food? How could you accuse me of using you for free food? What have I ever done to make you accuse me of such a thing? I know your memory might not be what it used to be, but I still remember quite a few instances, you know? Like back when me and Timmy just got married. We went out to dinner with you, and after ordering so much food and so many drinks, you told us you forgot your wallet. You said you'd pay us back, but we haven't gotten a cent from you ever since. I don't know if you do, but I still remember that pretty clearly. And I have a few more examples too, if you need me to jog your memory. Wow, you can really be stingy, can't you? Why are you bringing up something from that long ago? If you're gonna be like that, you'll end up with no friends, you know. I have plenty of friends, so you don't need to worry about that. And as for the reason I was out today, I was at the office to help them conduct a job interview. Oh my god. Again with that fantasy of yours. But fine. I can humor your little delusions. How much exactly do you make at this job of yours? It's probably even less than my part-time job, isn't it? But you expect me to believe you're helping out with interviews, despite hardly ever going to that office of yours? I have a lot of responsibilities. Even if I explained what I do to you, you wouldn't believe me. So I won't bother trying to explain. As for my salary, it's over $150,000 a year. $150,000 a year? You expect me to believe that? You're just working from home, but you say you're making that much. What world are you living in? If you insist on lying so much, at least make it believable. Didn't you graduate college? How could you be such an idiot? Why would I lie to you? It's not like I really care what you think. I'm just answering your questions. But $150,000? Isn't that more than what Timmy makes? I know you're just sponging off of him every day. I never would have dreamed you'd lie about making more money than him, too. You can say what you want. It's the truth, whether you believe it or not. Oh, really? Well, in that case, even after tax, you should be bringing in quite a lot of money, right? If you're really telling the truth, you should send me around $3,000 a month. You have a duty to take care of the older people in your family, after all. That isn't happening. I know how bad you are with money, and how much you overspend. I know your husband's working out of state right now, and he's sending you enough money to live on, right? But you're still having trouble making ends meet when you're budgeting for yourself? How dare you accuse me of being wasteful? I spend my money very wisely, I'll have you know. So what if I buy clothes and makeup? Don't I have that right? If you spent your own money on your brand clothes and expensive makeup, nobody would have any complaints. But in your case, you're just wasting your husband's and children's hard-earned salaries, aren't you? You're just trying to show off and look rich to your friends. That's how you've driven your kids away, isn't it? I haven't driven anyone away. My sons just both went off and started their own families. How is that my fault? And now they prioritize their wives over their old mother. They've forgotten who raised them in the first place. Before they got married, they were so generous. They put a lot of money into our house. They were such good kids back then. Yeah, into the house. They never meant to just give you money to waste. The money they gave you was for things like bills and groceries. But you went and wasted a lot of their money for your own selfish reasons, didn't you? So of course they're gonna be more careful about how much money to give you now. Does that really come as a surprise to you? You know, they'll reach the end of their rope one day if you keep trying to take advantage of them, don't you? Hey, watch it. You just married him, that's all. What do you know about our family? Don't change the subject. If you really aren't lying about that salary of yours, stop being stingy and pay me an allowance. It's your duty as a member of this family. If you don't, I'll know you're lying. So stop sponging off of my son. I'll make sure he divorces you soon enough. I'll have to refuse. I married Timmy because I love him, of course. That's all. There are absolutely no problems between us, so divorce really isn't on the table. So if that's all you wanted to talk about, I think we're done. Have a good night. How dare you refuse? It's your duty to take care of me. How did Timmy marry such a selfish woman? Fine. I've had it with you anyway. Could you stop that? God, you're so annoying. My phone won't stop vibrating. What do you want? I'm out shopping, so I'm a little busy. What's wrong with you? Did you forge divorce papers for me and Timmy? You know that's a crime, right? Forging our signatures and submitting papers to the courts on other people's behalf? How did you even get them accepted? Oh, it's a crime, is it? That's quite an exaggeration. But don't get mad at me. I'm just looking out for my son, like any mother would. Aren't you the bad guy here? Just living off of my hard-working son's salary. I'm just trying to help him get rid of the parasite living in his house. Can you not try and push the blame on other people when you're the problem? How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not a parasite. I'm bringing a lot of money in. Not that it has anything to do with you in the first place. What were you thinking, handing in divorce papers for us? Have you gone completely mad? Why are you so surprised? Wouldn't any parent do the same? You expect me to sit back and watch while some useless parasite sucks my poor son dry. I filled in my own name and my husband's as the witnesses, so I think it should have gone through without a problem. Even though I wrote it all myself, of course. That's really a serious crime, you know? You've literally forged a document. If me and Timmy go to the police over this, you could seriously be arrested, you know? You think I'll be arrested? You think you can scare me with words like that? It's not like I killed anyone. The police aren't gonna waste their time on something like this. I don't even have a criminal record or anything. There's no way I'll go to prison over something like this. That doesn't change anything. I was really surprised to start receiving mail about court appearances. This is really serious. If I never noticed, do you know how much of a problem this could have become? Sounds like a good thing to me. My son could escape that sham of a marriage. Frankly speaking, I hope this knocks some sense into him, and he actually goes through with it. I'm sure he'll find a new wife without any problems. For the last time, there's no chance of that happening. So drop it. And besides, what's your problem with me anyway? What have I ever done to you? I think usually anyone in my place would have just blocked you a long time ago. And yet I still reply to your messages and try to have some kind of relationship with you. But you still seem to despise me? Can I just ask why? Do I need to explain this to you again? I'm pretty sure I've made that perfectly clear quite a few times already. I can't stand some gold digger taking advantage of my son's kindness. Just living off of his generosity like a leech. I know he's doing pretty well, but that doesn't mean some cheap, lazy woman like you can come and use him as a free meal ticket. Use him as a free meal ticket? Isn't that pretty rich coming from you? He's my son! He owes me. There's nothing wrong with him sharing his money with me. You can try and turn it on me as much as you want, but we both know who the real gold digger is. Me and Timmy's father really can't understand why our sons chose such awful wives. I've been against Timmy marrying you from the very beginning. I guess you won't believe me no matter how many times I try and tell you that I'm not leeching off of Timmy. So I think I'll stop trying. I give up. I mean, can you blame me for not believing such an obvious lie? You expected me to believe you make over $150,000 a year. You couldn't even give me a measly little $3,000 monthly allowance. So even if you were telling the truth, why would I want such a stingy daughter-in-law in my family? Excuse me? You're calling me stingy for not handing money over to you every month. For absolutely no reason? And yet you have the nerve to call me the leech. Are you not embarrassed? Why should I be embarrassed? On the other hand, I'm more shocked that Timmy married someone who could be so cold to his poor old mother. Oh, is that how it is? The way I see it, After how you've behaved toward not only me, but everyone in our families, I can't really imagine anyone treating you better than I have. In any case, I'll be telling Timmy's dad about all of this too, including how you forged divorce papers for us. Oh, you will you? You can do as you please. It's not like you have any evidence that I was the one who handed in the divorce papers anyway. Huh. No one's gonna believe you anyway. Go ahead and believe that. I'm already beyond embarrassed calling someone like you family. Excuse me. I can't believe what I'm hearing. How could you be so rude? Watch what you say to me. You're calling me rude? After all the times you've called me a worthless parasite, while you've been running around spending your husband's money on expensive clothes and jewelry. If anyone's a parasite, wouldn't it be you? I think you should take a good long look at yourself before you go pointing the finger at other people. Although I predict that might be a bit much to expect from you. How dare you keep speaking like that to me? Why should I have to hear that from someone like you? A lying little leech of a gold digger. Go ahead, say what you want. I'm sick of this already. That should be my line. I've had enough of you. So could you please get out of that apartment as soon as possible? It belongs to my son. I'll have Timmy come and stay with me as soon as he hears about the way you've been speaking to me. I'll be counting on him to take care of me in my old age. So hurry up and leave. Give me back my son. Oh, is that so? Okay, I understand. I guess I'll just pack my bags and disappear in that case. Don't go regretting this now, okay? What is there to regret? Who would regret getting rid of a leech like you? I'm sure Timmy will be absolutely fine too. Some random woman he married, or his beloved old mom. It should be an easy enough choice. You really think too much of yourself, don't you? Huh. If that's all, then goodbye. Answer the phone, right now! I demand you to! Don't you dare ignore my calls! What do you want? I'm afraid that won't be possible. I'm in the middle of getting a foot massage. If you have something you want to say, please just say it in a message, please. I just got off the phone with my son, Harry. What's this about reporting me to the police over all the divorce paper stuff? Why did he say him and Timmy are going to the police together? Timmy isn't answering my calls either. You've said something to him and Timmy, haven't you? I only told him about what you did. It's the truth, isn't it? I don't see what the problem is. Don't play games with me! If you told him the whole truth about how you're a lazy parasite sponging off of his brother, I'm sure he wouldn't be mad at me. And on top of that, my husband's come home early. He was supposed to be working out of state for quite a while longer. He's been pretty quiet for a while, but he's obviously really mad. I can see you seem to be in quite a state. But to be honest, I don't really know what you're going on about. Let me just try and clarify. So what you're saying is, you forged divorce papers between me and Timmy. Your eldest son, Harry, found out about this and seems to have reported you to the police. And it seems like your husband knows about it too, after he came home earlier than you expected. Is that right? Did I miss anything? That's right. I've locked myself in my room for now. But what am I supposed to do now? Am I gonna be arrested? I can't go to prison. I'm pretty sure we've had this conversation before, haven't we? And I can't believe you went and did the same thing to Harry and his wife. Handing in divorce papers for them, too. Just when I thought you couldn't go any lower. I don't know why you're messaging me about this. I can't help you. And in any case, I'm done. I'm really done with you at this point anyway. What? What do you mean you're done with me? But wait, how do you know about me submitting divorce papers for Harry, too? It's not really a secret. They told us about it. They have kids too, you know. I can't believe you go and do that. You really have lost the plot. Can you blame me? That wife of his has the nerve to force my precious Harry to do housework. I couldn't stand by and watch him be used and taken advantage of like that. Wow. Can I ask what generation you think we're living in? This isn't the 1800s, you know. Even you should know nobody thinks like that these days. The days of men going out to work and women taking care of the house are long gone. Can you please try and catch up to modern society? Did you just step out of a time chamber or something? I didn't step out of any time chamber. Whatever that is. And I'm plenty caught up on modern society, thank you very much. I was thinking of Harry when I handed those papers in. Just like how I was thinking of Timmy when I handed in yours. Why is everyone making out like I'm some kind of bad guy? I'm just doing what any good mother would. And to go as far as to get me arrested? Has everyone gone mad? Is that any way to treat your own mother? Well, it is if that mother is someone who ignores her own son's feelings and submits divorce papers on their behalf. Unbeknownst to them. Timmy is really embarrassed too, you know. Well, embarrassed might even be an understatement. He was absolutely outraged. Not that I blame him. It's been a lot of work to get him to calm down, you know. Even so, you can't go to the police over this. It's just a domestic dispute, right? The police don't interfere with little family disputes. And even if the police do waste their time and come all the way over here, I'm sure that if I just explain my reasoning to them, everything will be fine. How everything I did was for my children. They'll see where I was coming from and just leave. Won't they? I shouldn't have expected anything more from you. You aren't even going to apologize before asking me to call off the police. You know, Harry and Timmy are both at their limit with you, too. But that goes without saying, right? They're clearly past their limit if they don't even care if you go to jail. That much should be obvious. That can't be true. I'm sure they'll come around when they realize I did it all for them. It's not that big of a deal anyway, is it? Whether it's marriage or divorce, they're all just pieces of paper anyway, aren't they? Even if the divorce actually went through, can't you just register to get married again? What's the big deal? If you're worried about the marriage registration fee, I can pay it. That's not the point. None of us had any intention to get divorced in the first place. But you still took it upon yourself to forge documents and get us officially divorced? Do you still not understand how inappropriate that is? You have no right to forge other people's signatures and mess with their lives like that. But it was all for good reasons. And besides, you're not especially mad or anything, are you? I was surprised by Harry's wife. I've never seen her get that mad before. And she did threaten to go to court over this. But I'm sure she'll get over it too. You all just need some time to calm down. Oh yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it, but Timmy and I are filing a lawsuit too. Pass it on to Harry and his wife if you get the chance. We don't have any intention of letting you off the hook, so you can stop your groveling. It isn't gonna make a difference. What? You want me to go to jail too? Yeah, I guess I do. Not only me, but Timmy and Harry do too, you know. Can you really blame us? Isn't filing a lawsuit the usual response to someone fraudulently filing a divorce for us? So I hope you're ready to pay all of the court fees, since this is all on you. Oh, as well as the money we've had to spend to nullify the divorce application. Wait. What are you talking about? Why should I have to pay for all of this? I never filed any lawsuits. You know I don't even have a full-time job. I can't afford to pay for all of this. And? What's your point? How many times do I have to tell you? You've committed a serious crime. Yet you still don't seem to have any remorse at all. If you can't even understand why what you did was so wrong, how do you expect us to have any sympathy for you? So just go ahead and get arrested for all we care. Maybe then you'll finally get it. Wait a minute. My husband will never forgive any of you for letting this happen. Taking your own mother to court. Isn't that the biggest sin a child can commit? Oh, about your husband. He's already given his blessings to both Harry and Timmy to take you to court over this. He was really apologetic for everything you put them through. He felt really bad about it all and apologized a lot, you know? He even said he'll try and make amends for what you did. What? Is that really what he said? Yes, he did. I heard it pretty clearly. Anyway, I might as well take this opportunity to let you know that Timmy doesn't really want anything to do with you anymore either. And don't think I'm not planning to keep the promise I made the other day. I really am leaving this apartment. Well, me and Timmy both are, since we're moving to a new house. Huh? What? Why? You lived in such a nice apartment. Why would you be moving out? Didn't I already tell you how much money I make? So we're moving to an even better place. Oh, but since we already bought this place, we aren't going to sell it or anything. We're going to rent it out. Have you ever heard of passive income? It should help us save even more. I'm not sure when you're going to be contacted by the courts or police or whoever, but be prepared to pay a lot of money. If you have that much money to spare, just pay for all the court fees. It's nothing to you, right? Why are you making me pay for it all? I think I'll pass on that. Just because we're doing okay doesn't mean we have money to just throw away. And when you do get arrested, don't expect us to pay your bail money either. Oh, and I'm not sure if you've heard about this yet, but you know how I said your husband was at his limit too. He's filing for divorce from you. This time it's an actual divorce, so you don't need to forge anything either. He's what? Then what am I supposed to do? How am I going to support myself? Let alone pay for all of this. I thought we'd be able to retire comfortably on his pension. He's been at the same company for so long. It would have been perfect. What am I going to do now? Wow. Is that really all you care about? You don't care about your husband at all, do you? Did you just marry him for his money? It's that very way of thinking of yours that's driven everyone away from you in the first place. Well, anyway, the police should be there any minute. Make sure you reflect deeply on your actions while you're in prison or wherever they take you. I don't think you'll have much else to do anyway. See ya! Don't you see ya? Me! I'll apologize for all of this, so help me! It's too late for that now. And I don't think we'll ever be meeting again. So I don't really need an apology from you or anything. This is really goodbye. So, goodbye. How could you? This isn't over! Hey! After that, Betty was actually arrested and taken to prison. She's been given 10 years. Her husband also divorced her, just like he said he would. Her children have no intention of contacting her again either, so she's really lost everyone. Timmy and my divorce was successfully nullified, so luckily our marriage is still valid in the eyes of the law. And we've already settled into our new place. It's so much bigger than our old apartment, and even has a large garden. Not that we plan on ever telling Timmy's mom, though the reason we moved was because we're expecting a child. Our new house is a little outside of the city, but it's the perfect environment to raise the newest member of our family. All our stress seems to have disappeared, and we're living a pretty blissful life right now. Thanks for watching! Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Hey, Tim. What's going on? What do you want for dinner tonight? If there's anything you've got a taste for, let me know. I am open to requests. I'm at the grocery store right now if there's anything you want me to pick up for dinner. Thanks for always asking me what I'd like. I really appreciate it. What do I want? I haven't really thought about it yet. I just ate lunch, so I'm really full right now. It's hard to think about food right now. Seriously, I'm struggling to imagine eating anything. Any suggestions? If there's anything you want, let me know. Oh, you already ate lunch? That's a little earlier than you usually take your lunch, isn't it? Yeah, I've got meetings all afternoon, so this was the only chance I was gonna have to eat today. I had to take the opportunity to eat when I could, even if it was a little earlier than I'd like. By the time my meetings are done, it'd be way too late. I'm sure I'd be super hangry by then. Oh, I see. Well, I'm glad you found time to eat something. Hope your meetings go well. So, since you're gonna be in meetings all afternoon, I probably shouldn't try to text you, right? Nah, it should be fine. Don't worry too much about it. Actually, my meetings won't start for another hour, so at least until then you won't be interrupting anything. And I just put the finishing touches on all my presentation materials for the meeting, so I'm not super busy right now. Way to go! But aren't you gonna be busy running around getting ready? Sorry to bother you. I didn't mean to bug you when you're right in the middle of getting everything put together. No, it's fine. Really, don't worry about it. I'm glad I got to talk to you before I'm stuck in meetings all afternoon. It's always nice to hear from you. Aw, thanks. Yeah, I guess my timing wasn't the worst, huh? Once you're in the meeting, you probably won't be able to check your phone at all, right? I'm sure you'll be too busy. Yup. I'll be way too preoccupied with the meeting to even think about checking my phone. Well then, if you do have any requests for dinner, I guess now's the time. Any thoughts? But if you're too full to think of anything now, you can just text me when your meeting's over. I'll see what I can do. Maybe I could even run back out to the store if there's something you really want. I don't want you to have to make such a big fuss over dinner. You're already at the store right now, right? I don't want you to have to go back out later. I mean, yeah, I'm shopping right now, but it's really not that big of a deal. It's not like I can't change up whatever I have planned later on in the evening. But I feel bad, though. You do so much for me. And I'm the one who said I always want you to ask me what I'd like for dinner. I'm the picky one here. I'm sorry. I hope you don't think I'm being too selfish. What? You have nothing to apologize for. I'm happy to make you whatever you like. If anything, it makes it easier on me if I have something in mind for dinner. That way I don't have to think about it. You know I'm not a picky eater at all, so I'm always happy to eat whatever. Do you really mean that? Or are you just trying to be nice? No, really. Since I like just about everything, it's actually really hard for me to decide what to make every day. You making the decision for me is actually super helpful. I'd struggle to decide every day without you. You know how indecisive I am, right? Especially when it comes to food. Everything always sounds so good to me. It's really nice of you to say that. I'm glad I'm not too much of a pain. By the way, what did you eat for lunch? Was it good? Why do you ask? Well, I figured I'd better not make the exact same thing you ate for lunch, right? You wouldn't want to come home to more or less the same meal, would you? I was just wondering what you had for lunch so I could keep that in mind while I'm shopping. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I hadn't thought of that. Thanks for asking. I had a big order of shrimp fried rice for lunch. That was the special at the office cafeteria today, so I went with that. I didn't have time to leave the office. Ooh, that does sound good. I'm kind of jealous. Okay, so no Chinese for dinner then, right? I think I can handle that. Sorry, I guess I'm just gonna decide anyway, even though I wasted your time asking all these questions. No, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. I'm always happy to hear from you. They have a sale on ground beef at the grocery store, so maybe I could make burgers tonight? I know you like a good burger, right? Let me know what kind of cheese you want to. If you'd rather have something else, that's fine too. I really don't care either way. Hell yeah. I do love a good burger. That sounds delish. Yeah, if you could get some Swiss cheese and maybe some mushrooms to go on top, that'd be awesome.
Actually, I was just thinking that I hadn't had a burger in a while. It's like you read my mind. So yeah, burgers for sure. I can't wait. You're so awesome. I really appreciate you always taking such good care of me.
No need to thank me. I'm happy to do it. I love to cook anyway. And I'm glad I found something you'll like. Seriously, it makes life so much easier for me when you decide what to eat. You know how bad my analysis paralysis can get.
What? Aren't your friends' husbands like this too?
No, not at all. When I talk to all the other stay-at-home moms I know, they all have the same problem. They say their husbands leave dinner up to them, but then complain about whatever they're served. It sounds awful.
Oh, wow. Really? That's weird.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, why not just say what you want? Every time my friends and I get together, they're all super jealous of me. They all wish their husbands would give them some input like you do. And it sounds like their husbands aren't as grateful for all the work they do at home like you are either.
Whoa. I just thought I was normal, though. It's not like it's hard to say thanks sometimes. What an insane thing to leave the decisions up to your wife and then complain about her decisions. Who does that? I thought everybody knew to be thankful for what they've got, but I guess not.
I mean, I thought so too. But according to my friends at least, husbands like you are a rare catch.
Wow. I never would have guessed that.
When they ask their husbands what they want for dinner, they just say, whatever. And a lot of their husbands never thank them for doing all the housework either.
Man, maybe being a housewife is harder than I thought, huh?
Well, everybody's home life is a little different, I guess. But I don't want to pry too much. I don't want to be too far up in my friend's business, you know?
For sure. Nobody likes a busybody.
So anyway, that's what I'm talking about when I say I'm glad I have you, Tim.
You know, I'm so happy I found you too, you know.
Okay, well, I'll let you get back to work. Get ready for some tasty burgers later. Good luck with your meeting. I'm sure you'll blow them away.
Thanks. Yeah, I hope everything goes all right. I'll do my best. Hopefully that's good enough. Anyway, TTYL. Thank God my meetings are finally over. I've still got a little actual work to do and then I'll be done. Sitting in meetings all day is so exhausting.
Well, I'm glad it's almost over now at least. Don't work too hard. Did your wife tire you out texting you all day like she always does too?
God, yes. Of course she did. Who in the world needs to constantly be in touch like that? Nobody likes to have to deal with constant texts. But if I don't respond to her right away, she flips out. I've got no choice but to keep texting her back right away.
Right? Like, how are you ever supposed to relax? That would drive me crazy. That one time I saw your wife at the company party, she looked pretty normal though. I would never have guessed that she would be the super clingy type like that. She at least did a good job acting like she's a nice, normal person.
Are you serious? You don't think I'm lying, do you? Believe me, she's a royal pain in the behind. Can't you tell how beaten down I am by her? And you don't even believe me. I guess I am all alone in this world.
You know I'm only kidding. I know she was just putting on a show trying to act like a regular person. She had to do her best to fool all your coworkers into thinking she's not a psycho. People like her are always pretty good at putting on an act to seem normal. As a woman, I can see right through her, though.
Oh, so you did believe me. You had me worried there for a second. I almost thought you had gone up and said something you shouldn't have to her. Don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack.
Oh no! Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
Seriously, though. I really need you. You're like an oasis from all her craziness for me.
Of course! You got it.
So anyway, how's your work going? Everything all right? I was kind of waiting to hear from you so I could figure out what I'm doing later, if you know what I mean.
Oh, were you now? Well, the way things are going, I should get off work on time today for once. Wanna go get some drinks? I'd love to see you.
Yeah, I'm down for some adult beverages. I guess I better let my wife know I'm gonna be working late again.
Are you sure? She really doesn't suspect anything? I know I'd be suspicious by now. And isn't she at home waiting for you with that dinner she slaved over just for you?
Ha! Yeah, I'm sure she is. And no, she thinks everything is perfectly fine between us. Oh well, don't worry about her. I know I'm not.
Is she really gonna keep falling for your overtime excuse?
Nah, it's fine. She thinks I'm the hardest working husband out there. She's always bragging to her housewife friends about me. Besides, it's not like I can tell her I'm going on a date with my girlfriend. What else am I supposed to say?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Although it might be fun to try it just to see her reaction.
Alright, it looks like I should be able to get out of here on time too. I'll see you at the usual spot, okay? Don't be late.
Sounds good. I'll be there.
Julie, I'm so sorry. I know you went to all that trouble to get the stuff to make burgers, but it doesn't look like I'm gonna be done working anytime soon, so I'll just get dinner on my own. I was really looking forward to a good burger, too. Stupid meetings are such a waste of time. I've got too much actual work to do.
Oh, that's too bad. I mean, I guess you've got to do what you've got to do. Don't worry about me. I'll freeze a burger for you so you can heat it up whenever you want, okay? And I did get mushrooms and Swiss cheese too, so you can grab those out of the fridge. Good luck with work. I hope it doesn't take too long.
I'm so sorry. I really wanted to be there. Anyway, I should probably get back to work if I ever want to finish. I'm probably going to be pretty late, so don't wait up for me. I'll see you when I see you. My boss is talking about how he wants to talk to me about something over drinks after work, even though I'm already working overtime. So I probably won't get home until sometime after midnight.
You have to go out for drinks after all that overtime? That doesn't seem reasonable. That really sucks. Try not to get burned out, okay?
I won't. I'm pretty tired, but I can push through. And a nice cold beer after all this might make me feel better. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Good luck with work. I hope it doesn't take too much longer. See you later. Hey, do you have a minute? I wanted to talk to you. Whenever you're free is fine. Just get back to me when you can, okay?
I've got a minute right now. What's up? Is everything okay?
When you were out drinking last night, were there any women there with you?
Why do you ask? Does it matter?
Because I found a pin in the pocket of the shirt you were wearing yesterday. And I know it wasn't mine, so...
Huh? What do you mean, pin? Like a bowling pin?
A hairpin. Like a woman wears in her hair? How would something like that get into your shirt pocket? It would be pretty miraculous if it somehow flew from some girl's head straight into your pocket. Did somebody ask you to hold it for her or something?
You know, I'm not really sure what that was doing there. I might have just picked it up and threw it in my pocket without realizing it.
Huh? What would you have thought it was that you needed to hold on to it for some reason? Like, it's pretty obviously a hairpin. I don't know how you would think it was anything else. Anyway, are you gonna answer my question? Were you out drinking with women last night?
No, there were no women out with us. I can tell what you're thinking, but you absolutely have no reason to worry. Okay, Julie?
And what is it that you think I'm thinking, exactly? Sorry, I don't follow. Could you spell it out for me?
I mean, it's just that I kinda got the impression you thought I was up to no good.
Oh! Is that what you meant? I get it now. No, I know I can trust you. Sorry, that's not what I meant. I was just wondering how it possibly got there. That's all. Okay, so I can just throw it away then, right? Since you don't even know where it came from? I'm not gonna use some random girl's hairpin that came from who knows where.
Yeah. I don't see why that would be a problem.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure you didn't need it for some reason. Oh, as long as I have you, I wanted to talk to you about dinner. Your mom actually stopped by a little earlier.
My mom? What did she want?
Nothing, really. But she gave me a recipe that she says is super delicious. So I figured we could have chicken tonight if that's okay with you. Does that sound all right?
Yeah, sounds great. You know I love my mom's chicken. Thanks so much. I can't wait. I can feel my stomach growling already.
Okay, cool. Good luck at work. Don't work too hard, okay?
I'll try not to. Hey, you didn't put a hairpin in my shirt pocket last night, did you?
Oh, wow. Are you telling me even your oblivious wife noticed it? Yep, you caught me. It was me.
Oh my god, are you serious?
To be honest, I just wanted to see what kind of a reaction it would get out of her, if anything. I was very, very sneaky when I put it right in your pocket. You never suspected a thing, did you?
Why would you sneak around like that? How is that helping us? If you're gonna do something like that, why would you not tell me first? Do you want us to get caught? I was totally freaking out. Everything seems fine, but that could have gone so much worse.
Sorry, my bad. So she didn't ask for a divorce is what you're telling me, huh?
No, she didn't. But that's not the point. Luckily, she still doesn't seem to suspect a thing.
Oh my god. She really trusts you, huh? I know I would have been pissed if I were her. But I almost feel a little bad for you, Tim. Your wife is such an idiot.
Would you just shut up and listen? You really have to stop doing stuff like this, okay? You're gonna give me a heart attack for real one of these days.
I figured it would be good to remind you of the situation you're in, you know? Like I told you, I'm ready to go anytime. I'm just waiting on you to hurry up and get divorced, Tim.
So what? That doesn't give you the right to try and force it to happen like that.
A girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do. You've gotta admire my ability to think strategically, right? But in the end, I don't really need to rush you into it. You know I'll wait for you however long it takes, Tim.
Sometimes you kind of freak me out, Mary. You've got kind of a dangerous side to you, don't you? But I guess that's why I can't stay away from you. Never a dull moment. I just can't get enough of the thrills.
I guess that's a compliment? Thanks, Tim. All right, I've got to get back to work. My boss has really been breathing down my neck recently. You better get back to work too, right? You big important sales exec.
Yeah, you're right. Don't work too hard, all right? You know I can take care of you someday, after all. And then you won't have to work that HR job anymore anyway. Julie, I'm so sorry. I know this is super last minute. But I'm gonna go stay at my friend's place tomorrow night.
Okay. Why would you be going to a slumber party? And where is this coming from? This is so completely out of the blue. Is something wrong?
No, it's nothing to worry about. Nothing's wrong. We just decided to have a little boys' night. I've been working really hard, you know. I got a message in the group chat with my college buddies earlier. And one of those dudes suggested since it's Friday and we haven't seen each other in forever, we all come by and have some beers at his place.
Well, that sounds nice. So you'll all just drink until you pass out like back in your college days, huh? Hope you have fun. And try not to get alcohol poisoning.
Will do. Thanks.
Do you want me to pick anything up for you to take over? I could grab a bottle of something while I'm out. Just let me know, okay?
Nah, you don't have to worry about it. I'll go get some stuff myself. We just decided to do this anyway. I don't want to make you go out and get stuff for me on such short notice. You already do so much for me. I can take care of this on my own, at least.
Are you sure? It's not really that big a deal. Anyway, don't worry about me. I'll find something to do with myself. Have fun with your friends. You have been working so hard. You deserve to treat yourself a little every now and then.
Thanks, Julie. I'm so glad you understand. I should be off work about 6 tonight. I'll fill you in on the details when I get home.
Okay. See you then.
Oh, sorry, Julie. I can't answer right now. I'm in a meeting that just started. I'll call you back whenever I can. Julie, I'm so sorry. I just heard from your dad. He said you were in an accident. Oh my God, I hope you're okay. Seriously, I'm so sorry. No meeting was so important that I should have ignored you.
I'm so happy to hear from you. And yeah, I'm mostly alright. I was lucky enough to make it out with just a broken leg. They did tell me I have to stay in the hospital for a week, though.
A whole week? But I thought you said you were okay. That sounds like a pretty serious injury. Are you really alright? Are you just trying not to worry me?
Yeah, I'm okay. Please don't worry. I didn't even crack my phone screen.
Who cares about that at a time like this?
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I think maybe my adrenaline is still pumping. I feel weirdly happy. So yeah, I'm gonna be in the hospital for a little bit with this broken bone. But they also want to keep me here and run some tests to make sure nothing else is wrong. That's why I have to stay for a whole week. They're going to check and make sure I don't have some head injury they overlooked or whatever. The doctor did say that if there's nothing out of the ordinary, I might be able to get out a little sooner. Right when it happened, my whole life really did flash before my eyes, just like people say it does. But then my subconscious took over and I was able to get out of the way, mostly. No idea how I did it. My instincts just took over. That's why my injuries aren't that serious.
I wouldn't call a broken leg a minor injury, though. That sounds pretty serious to me. I don't know how you can be so calm about it. Are you sure you're okay?
I don't really know why I feel so good either. I guess I'm just thankful to be alive right now. It made me realize how precious every day is.
Of course. I'm glad you're still here, too.
Anyhow, I'm sorry to have to ask you this, but could you take care of things around the house while I'm away? It'll be a week at most.
Of course I can. You don't even need to ask. Just focus on getting better. So I'll be heading over there to see you as soon as I can. You're allowed visitors, right? Do you know what time visitors can stay until? I'll be on my way in just a minute here.
Visitors can come until 8 p.m., I think. But are you really coming now? Aren't you still at work? You don't have to do that, you know. My mom brought me a change of clothes and stuff, so I'm fine for now.
Are you sure?
Sure, I'm sure. There's actually something else I wanted to ask you to do.
Sure. Anything. What is it?
Yeah, I left the house in kind of a mess. There's some dishes in the sink and some laundry that needs to be folded. Sorry I didn't finish it before I went out. Could you take care of at least the dishes before they get too nasty?
Oh, is that all? Yeah, no problem. I'll head home and take care of that. Let me know if there's anything else you think of. Well, I guess I'll leave things there up to your parents for now. Are you sure that's all right? Honestly, I really feel like I should be there. I'm sorry I missed your call earlier. I'll at least call you again later, okay?
Okay. My parents are right here, so I'll let them know I told you to go clean up at home. I'm sure they can stick around.
Well, if they're already there, then I guess that works. Tell them I'll call them later, though. I feel really bad about this whole thing. I don't know how I'll ever thank them for being there for you when I wasn't.
I wouldn't worry too much. I'm their daughter. But I'll let them know you'll call them later. Thanks for taking care of things around the house while I'm gone. Remember, the dishes are your top priority right now.
Okay, got it. Dishes first. I'll head to the hospital tomorrow. Do you know what time I can come?
Oh, hey, that reminds me. Weren't you going to hang out with your old college buddies tonight? What happened to that? You're still going, right? I wouldn't want you to miss it. It was supposed to be today, right? Please don't tell me I do have some kind of head injury.
I can catch up with those guys some other time. It's no big deal. You take care of yourself, okay? Rest up and get well soon.
Will do. Thanks.
Hey, Kendra. I've got some exciting news for you. You ready for this? My wife is in the hospital. For a whole week. That's a whole week she won't be home. A whole week for us to be free to do whatever we want. Are you ready to spend as much time as you want with me? Can you believe we have a chance like this? We have to make the most of it. Let's go to the beach. What do you say? The weather's supposed to be great. We can spend a whole lot of quality time together, if you know what I mean. Oh, and I can go on a weekday too, if that works better for you. I've got tons of vacation time saved up. Huh? Are you there, Kendra? What's wrong? Why aren't you answering? Oh my god, I am so sorry. Please forgive me. I think I accidentally texted you earlier. But why is your dad checking your phone anyway? What's going on?
Well, he was just here at the hospital with me until a minute ago. He was super mad and said he called you. How'd that work out for you?
How do you think it went? He told me to get out of your life and stay away from you forever.
You know, I really can't believe you would be so stupid and careless. I had been trying to keep my mouth shut about this for so long.
Keeping your mouth shut? Wait a minute. Are you saying you knew all along? When did you find out?
Of course I knew, you idiot! I figured out what you were up to like 6 months ago. Did you really think you could get away with it?
Oh my god. You knew for that long? Why didn't you say anything?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I wasn't sure what to do. I never thought I'd be in that position after all. You used to be so nice to me, you know, Tim? I used to think you really cared about me. And even after you started cheating, you always let me know how grateful you were for everything I do for you. I don't know. I guess I just had some small hope that we could get back to normal someday. After everything we've been through together, I wanted to believe that you'd do the right thing in the end.
So, are you saying you still feel that way now?
Nope, not at all. There's no way I'd ever take you back now.
Hold on, just hear me out. At least give me a chance to explain. I'm so sorry. I really and truly am. Let me make it up to you. If you give me another chance, I promise I'll never do it again.
I almost just died. It really changes your perspective when your life flashes before your eyes like that, you know? And where were you, Tim? You didn't even come to see if I was all right.
But I told you I was in a meeting. But I am sorry. If I had known, I would have been there. No matter how important my job is, I still should have left earlier to be with you when you needed me. I'm so sorry I wasn't there for you. Please forgive me.
A meeting, huh? Still sticking to that story? We both know that's not true. How stupid do you think I am? You were not in a meeting when I tried to get in touch with you, were you? You told your coworkers you had some errands to run, but you were actually out meeting up with your girlfriend, weren't you?
No, it's not like that.
Then what is it like? Care to enlighten me?
Sorry.
Yep, that's what I thought. God, you're such a loser. You know, I still hadn't given up all hope for you yet, even at that point. You did offer to come right away once I got a hold of you. And you said you'd take care of things around the house. So for some stupid reason, I still thought maybe we could get back to the way we were in the end. Looking back, I don't know how I could stand your behavior for so long. But I did. I thought it would be best if I kept pretending I didn't know.
I promise I'll never cheat again. You've gotta believe me. Please forgive me. Please.
But then everything changed. That message you accidentally sent me earlier was the last nail in the coffin. That's who you really are, isn't it? You actually thought you were lucky that I'm in the hospital after I could have been killed? You obviously don't care about me at all. Not one little bit, do you?
No, it's not like that. You've always been number one in my heart, Julie. Please believe me.
That sounds like exactly what a man who's running around with other women would say. You're my number one, Julie. But you're my favorite, Julie. Are you kidding me? Do you think that's what I want to hear? Do you think that makes it any better?
I'm so sorry. Oh my God. You're not gonna tell me you want a divorce, are you? Please don't say that. Please. I don't want a divorce, Julie. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you one more thing. I bet you didn't realize somebody else had been messaging me too, did you?
Somebody else? What does that have to do with anything? Who was it?
The girl you were cheating on me with, you moron.
Oh my God.
There's no way he'll stay with a crazy wife like you. All you do is cause him more stress. He'd rather be with me. I wonder where she got all those ideas, huh? Who could have told her that?
No, she's lying. I never said all that. That's not what I think of you at all.
Really? Because you know what else? She showed me all the conversations you had with her. She had all the receipts.
What? What do you mean?
She sent me screenshots of all the things you said to her. You're really not that smart, are you? I couldn't even believe it was you at first. How could you say such awful things about me?
No, trust me. She's making it all up. I know her. She just made those screenshots on her own to trick you.
Oh yeah? Because I'm pretty sure they're real. I can show them to you later if you really don't believe they're real. In fact, I definitely will be showing them to you. Through my lawyer.
Your lawyer? What are you talking about?
We're getting divorced. I don't want to be near you ever again. I never even want to see your face again.
Julie, no. Listen to me.
Goodbye.
Wait, Julie. Please, give me another chance. Julie! Who do you think you are? How dare you do this to me? Did you think I wouldn't find out that you messaged my wife? Why in the world would you do that? Now we're both caught.
What are you talking about? You did this all to yourself, right? What are you blaming me for? And who's this Kendra girl? Like, seriously, what did you think was gonna happen?
What? How did you hear about her?
Your wife told me, you idiot. How do you think I found out? I can't believe you had another girl on the side. I guess I should have known. Why did I ever think I was the only one? God, I was so stupid. How did I not see how awful you are?
I mean, yeah, you were just some side piece to me. You didn't know that? So what do you think gives you the right to contact my wife and ruin my marriage? You better get ready. I'm not gonna let you get away with this.
Oh my God, you really are a moron, aren't you? We're through. Don't you get it? Your wife is a pretty dangerous girl, you know.
What does that mean?
What do you think, you idiot? We're probably both getting fired on Monday thanks to her. Or they're gonna ask us to submit our resignations, actually. That way, we can't even collect unemployment.
Wait, what? Why would they do that?
Don't you get it? Your wife reached out to our company. She told them everything. Apparently, she spoke to the head of human resources directly. She called me up screaming her head off and told me we'd have a talk on Monday. People have gotten fired before for violating the company policy about office romance. And you were cheating on your wife, too. Why wouldn't they do the same to us?
No way. They wouldn't, would they?
God, you really are the worst. I have no idea what I ever saw in a loser like you. I guess I'm just a terrible judge of character. I tried getting in touch with your wife to talk some sense into her, but she was having none of it. So now I'm gonna be a total social outcast.
You reap what you sow. You did it to yourself, sneaking around with a married man.
What are you talking about? You're the last person I want to hear that from. Take a look in the mirror. We're done. It's over. Get out of my life. All of this is your fault. Everything.
Hey, don't blame me. You're a big girl. You can make your own decisions. What did you think was gonna happen when you messaged my wife? I thought you were the perfect side piece, but you turned out to be a psycho.
I have no clue why your wife ever trusted a bum like you. Honestly, I kind of feel bad for her. She should have thrown you out a long time ago. I know I would have.
I am absolutely not getting a divorce.
How are you going to stop her? I would not underestimate her if I were you. She's on the warpath now. I don't think there's any way you can stop her from getting exactly what she wants.
How could she do this to me?
She told me herself. She's on a mission to make both of our lives as miserable as possible. She was pretty scary, to be honest.
Oh, God.
So I guess I have to learn to deal with whatever comes next. You'd better hurry up and accept your fate, too. By the time I got out of the hospital, I had already collected a mountain of evidence. I took everything I had and sent it to Tim's parents and the parents of the girls he was cheating on me with. I also sent it all to all of their employers and made sure they were aware of the situation. One of the girls was a college student. Her parents brought her around to see me. They made her apologize, in tears, but it didn't really make me feel any better. It turned out he was juggling 3 different mistresses in total. The one that hurt the most was the relationship he had with the girl from his office. I'm glad they both got fired. I heard they both got disowned too. Apparently they're working part-time jobs and just barely getting by. Ha! The judge awarded me plenty of alimony in the divorce. I just hope that Tim can make enough money to continue paying what he owes me. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and let us know what you thought in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this and press the bell for notifications.
Hey, girl. I've been really thinking about it, and I'm really sorry about what happened today.
You waited until 1 a.m. to text me sorry? Don't you think it's a bit late for that? It must be so nice to be so nonchalant about everything.
How am I being nonchalant? I realized what I did was wrong and I'm apologizing. Isn't that good enough for you? Why can't you just stay quiet and accept the apology?
Stay quiet? You're acting quite high and mighty considering what you did to me today.
Well, my husband, Brad, is a lawyer, so...
Okay. You keep telling me this, but I don't see how that affects the situation. So what if he's a lawyer?
What do you mean? He's a lawyer. He knows all the rules like the back of his hand. He's like a rule book of all the laws. If he says something is okay, then it's okay.
Okay. And? So you're saying all the times you dined and dashed, including yesterday, are okay because your husband is a lawyer? Making up excuses like, oh, I have a phone call, or my stomach hurts, and ditching without paying for your meal?
Well, yeah. He told me not to worry about it, so it's fine. But I figured I should at least apologize, you know?
Why waste time apologizing to me when you don't even regret what you did? And you probably even plan to do it again?
Why don't you think I regret what I did? Because I went home early?
I really want to see a man who actually forgives his wife for doing something like that. But in case you still don't understand, let me try and make it clear for you again. You didn't have to pay for your meal that one time because it was a welcome party for you when you first moved into the neighborhood. Every dinner party after that, every single person has to pay for their own meal, including you. So it doesn't matter whether you apologize or not. Just make sure you fully pay back everyone who ever stepped up and paid for your meal for you. You can't keep doing this, Molly.
Are you sure? Nobody's really said anything to me about it, so I figured they paid for me out of the kindness of their hearts. Are you sure you aren't just misunderstanding things, Isabel?
What am I misunderstanding? Please tell me.
Yeah, you're the only one who's telling me things like that. Nobody else seems to have a problem with it.
It's not something you can really say to a new lady whose husband is a lawyer. They just don't know how to approach it without being scared you'd drag them to court. Plus, it doesn't matter if people tell you or not. You still have to pay for the food that you order.
Huh, really? I'm going to ask Brad and I'll tell him what you said.
Uh-huh. You go ahead and do that. Ask that rulebook husband of yours.
Isabel, you're coming off as quite aggressive. Is everything okay?
What do you mean?
Oh, I guess you really don't know anything then. I guess that's for the better anyways.
What?
What are you even talking about? Whatever, I apologized, so everything should be fine. Talk to you later, girl. Hey, Isabel. What's with this weird envelope?
You didn't waste any time messaging me, did you? You're pretty fast when it comes to things that negatively impact you. But you love taking your own sweet time when it comes to others. You waited until the middle of the night to come and apologize to me.
Leave me alone. I'm free to do what I want. Plus, I'm busy.
So I take it you read the contents of that envelope then?
What do you mean? Of course I read it. Are you kidding me? What do you mean I have to pay you $5,000? What is that all about?
That's your way overdue bill for the times you didn't pay for your meals and other things. I was pretty surprised when I calculated all the costs, but I don't think it's something for you to be shocked about if I'm being honest. At the very least, you should have known it would be this much.
Wait, this... Does this include the times where it wasn't just you and I eating together? Why did you include that?
It's every single time you've not paid for something since you moved into the neighborhood. I went around and asked all of our friends, too.
What? Who gives you the right to do something like that? You're pretty brave to come and tell me to give you money like that. My husband's a lawyer, you know. I'm going to file a lawsuit against you and make your life a living hell.
I don't know if you know this, but Brad works at my law firm.
Wait, what?
By the way, the one who organized and sent that envelope was my husband, Quan, who also happens to be a lawyer.
What?
What?
Wait just a second. There's so much information, my brain can't process this.
Well, I mean, yeah. You are Molly, after all. I should have known it would take some time for you to understand all of this.
Did you just call me stupid? You're such a horrible person.
It's ironic, isn't it? Your reply from a couple days ago looks like you're the one who doesn't know anything.
You're really pissing me off. So what? So what if Brad works for your husband's company? So what if your husband is a lawyer?
Brad transferred his workplace, didn't he? When you all moved into this area?
Yeah. So what? What's your point?
He's an administrative staff at the law firm I run.
Okay. Are you trying to say that you're on a higher level than I am because my husband works for you?
Not really. I don't really care for stupid things like that. But it seems like you still haven't picked up what I'm getting at.
What are you talking about? You're so annoying. Gosh.
You said Brad was a lawyer, right? But he's not. He's an administrative staff member. Huh. That's weird, isn't it?
Are you sure you're not just getting it wrong? The person you're talking about probably is the wrong person. That's not my husband. So stop the false accusations.
No, listen. The letter I sent you? How do you think I got your address? Brad works at my firm, so I have his personal information.
Huh?
And she messaged me as soon as you got the letter, so it definitely wasn't a mistake. Congratulations! You just proved it yourself.
What the heck? I can't believe you're going around and using people's personal information. That's an invasion of privacy.
I'm sure I said it before, but my husband, Juan, who is a lawyer, organized the letter to be sent. Even though I'm the employer, I'm not allowed to use people's personal information at my own free will. Neither are other employees, nor regular citizens. However, if I make a request to a lawyer to investigate a certain matter, it's allowed. So yeah.
If a woman asks her husband to help her like that, that's conflict of interest, isn't it? It's mixing up private affairs with public business.
Yes, we may be married, but we still went through a process of requesting the job and we signed an agreement. Quan is also the legal advisor of my company, so he has a lot of other contracts that he goes through on a daily basis. Why would he handle my case for free just because I'm his wife? There's no way.
But you still have your feelings, don't you?
You can't do work based upon feelings. You're bound for failure if you do that, you know? Oh well, not that you'd understand that anyways. I mean, you seem to be completely fine with running away from the bill when you go to eat and whatever else with your friends. Anyways, at least I was able to prove that Brad isn't actually a lawyer.
You plan to sue your employee's wife and bring him down at the same time?
I'm bringing him down with you? Nope. I think I'm actually doing him a huge favor.
What?
I don't think there's a lot of places who would hire him with that kind of resume. It's pretty flimsy, to be honest.
Hey! That's pretty rude to say to someone about their husband, isn't it? You've got some nerve. He graduated from a very prestigious law school, you know. Top school in the state, actually.
Yes, I do know.
What's with that condescending tone? Stop making fun of him.
So, you go around telling everyone he's a lawyer just because he graduated from law school? What a simple way of thinking.
What's your point? If you graduate from law school, don't you become a lawyer?
Not necessarily, but whatever. Anyways, I was also able to figure out why his resume is so flimsy. It seems as though it had a lot to do with you, as I expected.
What? What do you mean, as you expected? What are you talking about?
Molly, it looks like you've been doing your little dine and dash deal since long before you moved here, haven't you?
Huh?
You've been avoiding paying for things for a while. Ever since your daughter started kindergarten. You've been somehow getting by until you get caught or something goes wrong, and then you move. You keep doing the same thing over and over again. And now, here we are. Isn't that right?
What? How did you know that? What, did you hire a detective to spy on me too?
Nope, there's no need for me to do all that. Brad told me everything.
What? What do you mean he told you?
Yep. I didn't even have to press him for details or anything. He just kept telling me your whole story.
But why? Why would he tell you my personal business like that?
Well, you see, you probably don't know this either. Brad and Juan were actually classmates in law school.
What?
Yeah. Juan is a graduate of the same exact prestigious law school you were bragging about earlier. Plus, he actually became a lawyer.
No way. Girl, I don't have time for your jokes.
Apparently, they haven't had much direct contact since graduation, but they talked a lot when they went to their recent class reunion. He ended up telling Juan pretty much everything about your lifestyle. I also know that Brad was trying to become a lawyer for years, but it didn't really work out.
For real?
For real.
So, does that mean that you've all been tricking me this whole time?
What? Tricking you?
I mean, yeah. Like, you knew he was my husband, and that's why you hired him.
No. I hired him to work at my firm way before you all moved here. I didn't even know you back then. There's no reason for me to hire him because he's married to you. I also only recently found out you were married when I was asking around our friends about your misdemeanors.
I don't care when you realized. The point is that you realized it in the first place. Why didn't you tell me anything?
You know what, Molly? You kept going around and telling people lies that your husband was a lawyer. Did you think I could just say something like, "Actually, your husband works for me. Did you know that?" Well, if I said that, then it might have leaked out somewhere else. It also would have been quite embarrassing for you. I didn't say it because I was looking out for you. Should I not have?
Well, no. I'm glad for that.
Right? Instead of complaining about everything, I think you should be grateful. I could have told everyone the truth, but I didn't. You probably would have fought me anyways.
You must have been having the time of your life, though, right? Like,
look at this lady. She's still telling everyone he's a lawyer, but he's really just my employee.
Right?
Why are you like this? You have such a twisted way of thinking. I didn't really think much of it, to be honest. I mean, I did think, oh boy, there she goes again, but that's it, really.
See? I knew it. I knew you've been thinking it. You've been laughing at me in your head. You're such a mean person.
Well, of course I did think it. That much is true. But what of it? Why are you getting so worked up about this?
Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter anymore, because I probably won't ever talk to you again.
Wait, huh?
It's a lot sooner than I had planned, but we're moving again. It shouldn't have been for another 3 weeks, but...
You're what?
Yep. It's just like you said. As soon as things get complicated, I pack up and leave. It's too much trouble to figure things out, so I always just like to disappear. Sorry to ask, but can you also start processing Brad's resignation? I have to go find another job too. This is annoying.
Okay, if you want to leave, then that's fine by me. But can you leave on your own?
What?
I'm not going to let him go. And he also doesn't have any intentions of leaving either.
Who do you think you are? How are you going to tell me what my husband is or isn't going to do? I'm his wife, and I'm telling you that we're both leaving. So you better hurry up and process that resignation.
Okay, but he's the one who said that he's not leaving. He told me to tell you that if you really want to leave, then you're on your own.
What? There's no way he would say something like that. You're lying.
I told you before, didn't I? I told you that we were discussing various things, and he also asked me for advice on his future with you.
What the heck?
In that envelope you received earlier, did you find another, smaller envelope inside?
Yeah, what about it?
Did you open it?
Not yet.
What's so special about that envelope anyways? You should open it. Like, right now. I'm not kidding. Okay, jeez. Stop being so weird about it. Give me a second. When you open it, make sure you read everything, okay? Every last word. Wait. What the heck is this letter and divorce papers? What's going on? After our discussion, that's the conclusion Brad came to regarding this whole situation. Do you understand? Wait, does that mean he wants to divorce me? This can't be happening. Well, obviously. What else could it be? I can't believe you did this. Did you tell him to do this? You must have convinced him. Nope. This is 100% his decision. He just wanted my opinion on it, and I basically told him to do what he thinks is right. I just don't get it. We've been together for so long. The both of us have gone through so much together. Apparently, he was with you for so long because he felt bad that you supported him so much when he was taking his bar exam. But now he's at his wit's end because he needs to start thinking about how he can prevent anything bad from happening to himself and your daughter. Huh? When you were with him during his preparations for his bar exam, you two had a kid that you weren't planning for. That's why he married you. Yeah, that's true. So what? You were there for him during his exam prep as a paralegal. He watched you go through pregnancy, childbirth, and raising the child, and he felt indebted to you. He felt that he couldn't watch you go through the stress of helping him with his bar exam, so that's why he gave up on his dream of becoming a lawyer. Yeah, that was a rough time, but we were trying our best to get through it together. But he said that around the time your daughter started kindergarten, you began to change. It was probably because you started to compare your life to your other friends who were mothers as well. He told me that one day you said, "You're going to become a lawyer from one of the top law schools in the state, so if anything happens, I'm covered." Yeah. All the moms around me had husbands who worked at places like mega banks and trading firms. Some were international investors and consultants. There were dentists, doctors, and even government officials. And then there's Brad, who couldn't even become a lousy lawyer. He was just a paralegal who worked at someone else's law firm. In other words, he was just a glorified office assistant. I couldn't tell the other moms that. They'd laugh at me. It would have been so embarrassing. So I just went with a lawyer from a prestigious law school. I figured I wasn't telling too much of a lie, because he did graduate from a prestigious law school, and he did work at a law firm. They just didn't have to know exactly what he did at his job. There's nothing wrong with that, is there? You might think there's nothing wrong with telling a little lie like that, but don't you think that could have hurt Brad's pride? Did you even stop to think how he would feel about pretending to be the very thing he gave up on for your sake? Just so you could look good in others' eyes? I don't care about that. For the most part, I believed him when he would tell me that he was going to become a lawyer. I never complained about it. Because then, that would mean that I'd be a lawyer's wife. Everyone would be jealous of me, and I probably wouldn't have had to work myself. I could have been living my best trophy wife life. But then he went and quit after working so hard on it for his whole life. I just couldn't understand why he would do that. That's what you call being selfish. So that means I'm allowed to be selfish too. I didn't do anything wrong. Just because he went and did something you didn't expect him to doesn't mean that you can go and force him to lie for your sake. It also doesn't give you a free pass to cause trouble for everyone else through your dining and dashing. Didn't I tell you before? All my friends were rich moms. How much do you think it costs to be friends with those kinds of people? Lunch with them on a regular day can be up to $50. I don't have that kind of money. All I did was use my head a little bit so I could have fun and hang out with them. You just ran away when things didn't go your way. How is that using your head? It takes a lot of creativity to come up with all those excuses as to why I can't pay for things, you know.
One time, I told them I couldn't pay because my dog needed eye surgery. I don't even have a dog.
That's what you're using your head for? I think you could have used it for something a lot better, to be honest. Like, I don't know, a full-time job. That way maybe Brad could quit his paralegal job and stop running all over the country with you because you needed to avoid the consequences of your actions. Plus, the only times your friends were all rich was when you lived in Las Vegas. All the other times after that were more rural areas. You could have paid for your meals with the money you got from your part-time, I'm sure. It was just your way of relieving stress, no matter how bad it was.
Okay. What's wrong with stress relief? Isn't that a good thing? Besides, it's funny how the guy who gave up on becoming a lawyer has the audacity to be the one who wants the divorce.
Actually, rather than just give up, I think he just slowly realized that being a lawyer just wasn't for him.
What?
I don't even know him that well, but I could tell that with his personality, he probably wouldn't make a good lawyer. No offense to him, of course. He's way too soft and gentle of a person for that. He couldn't even put his foot down about what you were doing. How do you think he could become a lawyer?
That's true, I guess. Whenever I would raise my voice at him just a little bit, he'd back down. He was always like that.
It could also be that his personality worked well for you. He was easy to push around. You could manipulate him with no problems.
Excuse me?
No matter what you did or said, he wouldn't have anything to say about it. He just let you do whatever you wanted.
You're really just insulting my husband straight to my face?
No, I'm not. He might not have been fit to become a lawyer, but he's still a great guy with a lovely personality. Everybody loves him, and he's an honest and hard worker. That's also why I hired him. Quan actually recommended him to me.
What?
When Brett happened to come to my firm for a job interview, Quan saw him. He went up to him like, "Sup, bro? It's been a minute. How have you been?" When he came for the interview, we spoke a lot and I asked him if he would be interested in going for a legal document assistant position.
Wait, what? A legal document assistant? Really?
If he studied for the bar exam, he would definitely have enough knowledge for it. It's not too far-fetched for him to try it out.
For real? Does that mean he can get his national qualifications?
Sure, if he really tried.
Great! Then I'll stay too. We can forget about all of this if I just paid you the $5,000, right?
I really don't think it's that easy.
What do you mean?
I mean, he still sent you divorce papers. Did you forget about those?
Oh, shoot. If he didn't give up on becoming a lawyer, we probably wouldn't be in this situation in the first place. All he had to do was just pass the stupid bar. I always told him that he's the reason why we're living the life we live. Ugh, why is this happening to me?
There are some things that are easier said than done, you know. On top of the bar exam, just being with you was dealing him a lot of stress. So much so that he started losing a lot of hair. He also experienced a collapse of his automatic nervous system, which affected things like his blood pressure and digestive system. He was just thinking about what was best for himself and his child. So that's why he sent you the divorce papers.
What are you even talking about?
Your daughter takes after her father, doesn't she? She also has a gentle and reserved personality, right? So watching you verbally abuse her father was causing stress for her, too.
Huh?
Her friends in middle school also seemed to talk about her a lot, and not in a good way.
What do you mean?
Well, of course they would. She's been caught up in your lifestyle and she's had to move schools so many times. It's clearly had a negative impact on her. And kids love poking fun at anyone who seems to stick out. She's been teased and bullied at school almost every day.
What? But why?
Because you don't pay for your meals when you eat out with their mothers. The moms complain about you at their dinner table, and their kids tell their friends about it at school the next day. A story like that is bound to spread like wildfire, especially when it comes to teenagers.
Huh. My daughter never told me about any of that.
Do you usually talk to her a lot? Not really. She always went to her father when she needed to talk about things. It looks like she was avoiding speaking with you at all costs. I heard she broke out with hives. What? Apparently she tried to tell you, but you never listened to her and just brushed it off. So I think you should actually take this seriously and think about what's best for your daughter and her health. Isabel, you have to back me up on this. Your daughter is friends with mine, right? It's too late for that now. Brad already got his lawyer, so I think you'll only be able to talk to him through that, right? Check the envelope that had the divorce papers. There should be a document with Juan's name on it. He will be Brad's lawyer. Wow, you're right. Molly, I think you should probably find a lawyer of your own. Not my husband, though. He's taken. What the hell? Well, I probably should get back to work now. Bye, girl. Wait. If you're going back to work, that means you'll see Brad, right? Can you tell him I'm sorry? Come on, please. Just tell him that I'm sorry and that he should forgive me. Okay? You're going to tell him, right? Isabel! Molly still was convinced that everything would be fixed if she just spoke with everyone. But she realized that neither her husband nor her daughter came back home to her, and she started to panic. She decided to have a peek into both of their rooms, and she was shocked to find out that both of them have been cleaned out completely. She finally realized that they'd moved out and left her. She freaked out, and I was the first person she tried to contact. Of course, I couldn't tell her where they were. She was completely at a loss when the reality hit her that she'd lost her family. Plus, there were other people who fell victim to Molly's actions, and they heard that we hired a lawyer and they started speaking up one after the other. In the end, Molly ended up with an extra $10,000 to pay in damages. She couldn't run away from it even if she tried. It's been 6 months since she started living on her own. It looks like she finally signed the divorce papers. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. See you in the next video.